Hey guys, my name's Chrissy. I have been, God, I've been wanting to do this for so long. Technically, I've done it before. Booktube has always stood out to me as something fun. I have spent hours and hours and hours watching booktube videos throughout different phases of my life. Some while I was working, some while I was unemployed, things like that. Back in the day, I think I even did a couple booktube videos under an old YouTube account called Dear Chrissy. And life took a crazy turn, and YouTube was the last thing on my mind. So I did stop at that point. And recently I've been watching booktube videos again, and now I'm kind of to the point where I'm ready to go. Part of the reason why I waited so long to do this was a confidence issue. In high school, which was so long ago now, I was definitely your extrovert. I wanted to be everyone's friend, could start conversation with anyone. And then there were just some different things that happened throughout my early 20s where I kind of lost myself. And at 30, I am just starting to find myself again. So, or maybe it's for the first time. I'm not really sure. I don't think it really matters either. So, here I am. I'm doing a completely uncut video. I'm not going to edit this one. I have all the software and all the things I need to do editing in the future, but I just want you guys to get to know like the real raw version of me. So here I am. I live on the West Coast. I like to travel. Obviously love reading, things like that. I am an aspiring fiction writer. I have so many stories that I have started and not finished, but I think that's true for just about every writer that ever existed. So I live with my fiance. We just recently got engaged at Disneyland, so shameless ring shot, but whatever. And my best friend who I actually met online. And we live with our dog Crowley, who is named after the supernatural character. So yeah, some things I really love, obviously supernatural, Disney, writing, reading, and traveling. Go to California as often as I can, and I love mermaids. You can't see so much of that from my background now because it's kind of cut off, but in future videos that's definitely some stuff that you guys will be able to see. Just as a quick get to know me, I have pulled up, I just googled it, so I don't know if this is something that the rest of you guys have done or if this is just some random ass thing that I found online. But it is the Booktube newbie tag questions. There's just 10 questions, so I kind of just want to run through them and answer them, and maybe that'll give you guys a little bit more insight as to who I am. And then for right now, I just want to try to do a video maybe once or twice a week. Nothing crazy. Probably going to stick it to more like once a week. I can't promise any great editing or lighting or things like that, and I know that those are things that can help you get views, but I'd rather be true to myself, work into what could be one day a great channel, and everyone's got a starting point, so I'm going for progress, not perfection on this one. As a Capricorn, I think I reach for perfection in just about everything, but I want this YouTube channel to be fun, and one of the ways to do that is by not trying to make it perfect. So, for our Booktube newbie tag, my first question is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I love reading and I love talking about books, and from the videos that I have watched of you all and the books that you're reading and your reviews, it looks very enjoyable and like tons of fun, and I think it's something that I can really find a lot of joy in, and I won't have to worry about a whole lot. I'm trying to move further away from TV. There are definitely those shows that I'm always going to watch, like Supernatural, for example. Once Upon a Time was another one of my shows that I watched week to week, but that's over now. So I'm currently marathoning The Flash. My fiance John has been bugging me to watch that for a while, so that's where we're at on that. Number 2, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? You know, I think that everyone has their own fun and unique things, and what one person thinks is fun and unique may not be fun and unique to someone else. But I like my look. I think that my hair is fun and unique. My piercings, my plugs, my personality is fun and unique. I'm typically pretty loud. Normally I'm home alone right now. But while I'm filming this video, I'm not. My roommate is here, and while she is my best friend, she's not feeling well, so I want to be respectful of that and try to keep it at a, more of a normal level. And I can bring this cute little puppers that I adopted. His name is Crowley, and he is just a little cutie, so I don't know that he'll be in every video, but he'll definitely make some appearances. He's camera shy. My phone fell over, so because I lied about not cutting, but I'm trying to edit as little as I can for this video. So, question number 3 is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Honestly, just having it. Just having somewhere to go and to talk about books and things like that. I definitely don't want this to be a channel where I go and just vent about the world and things like that. I think we have enough negativity in the world that we live in, so I just want somewhere where I can go, have my voice. We're just gonna have lots of fun on this channel, guys. We're gonna talk about books, talk about some TV shows, talk about some writing, and pretty much everything and anything in between. I'm also going to take you guys on my travels a lot, and you will always hear text messages in the background. I'm an Apple girl with my Apple devices, and I should have muted that before this video started, but alright, and number 4, why do you love reading? I love reading because it allows me to escape to other realms. I love reading because I love the creativity that goes into creating all of these new worlds and things like that. Books give me hope. I can't even describe it. Books do something, stories in general are great things, and they can help you escape your everyday, maybe mundane life and things like that, help you escape your routine, all of that stuff. So definitely that, but I think that books they bring even more to the table than, say, movies or TV shows do, things like that. So I also feel a sense of accomplishment when I finish reading a book after I've marathoned, 23 episodes times however many seasons. I don't know that I necessarily feel accomplished with that. A lot of the times I just find myself thinking, what else could I have done with that time? And so I'm trying to fill my time with some other things too, like reading and doing these videos and things like that. And I feel like if I'm able to do that, then maybe I won't feel so awful when I'm spending all of this time doing all of these things, watching movies and TV shows. But if you make something constructive out of it, it is what it is. Kind of starting from the bottom here. Also, sorry that it's so shaky. I literally have my laptop and my phone sitting on top of like 4 boxes that I bought at Michael's, because it's the easiest way to do things right now. So super not fancy or anything. Anyway, moving on. What book or series got you into reading? So I would love to say Harry Potter and be like everyone else, but as much as I love that series, there's a different series that actually I remember when it was like junior high or beginning of high school. I don't even remember who wrote the book series or whatever, but there was this series about, it's like a 3-parter about these 3 friends who were able to study abroad for like their first year of college or whatever. And so there's 3 stories that take place in 3 different cities. There's one that takes place in France, there's one in Rome, and then I think there's one in like Italy or something like that. I'm not entirely too sure, but I do own that and I want to read it again soon, so you guys will get my thoughts on it eventually. But they were just like little YA romance novels, and I'm a sucker for YA romance. I love me some Harry Potter. So it doesn't always have to be your love stories and things like that, but I also love things like Anna and the French Kiss and Twilight, and I also love some classics like The Great Gatsby and all of that stuff. So that's probably what that little mini series is what really got me into reading, and then Harry Potter solidified it for me. That was when I knew that I was a book nerd and that I would remain one for the rest of my life. Let's see, my next question. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Goodness, I don't even know how to answer this one. Just any advice that anyone has, some of the booktubers that I have really come to love over the years are Pulling Banana Books, Jesse the Reader, Katie Tastic, so many different things. But I have learned over the years to be your own person. And I feel like if I ask too many questions, I'm just going to start taking after, what other people are doing. And I think it's okay to find inspiration from some places, and some people. But I definitely want to try to make this one my own. So we're going to hold off on any questions for favorite booktubers until later. My next question, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Okay, first of all, that sentence is awkward. But really it's just going to be the consistency for me, and wanting everything to be perfect. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not trying to make everything perfect. I just want to make videos. I'm literally sitting here scratching my legs while I'm making videos, and maybe sometime down the line I'll be at a point where I want to spend, X amount of hours editing and things like that to increase views and viewership and things like that. But right now what I can bring you guys is a raw, real, and honest channel. Not always going to be the prettiest thing in the world. Sometimes it will. Sometimes I'll do book reviews or videos at the beach, things like that. But so a lot of the times what you're going to get is me sitting on my bed talking about a book or a TV show or my day. And that is the only thing that I will promise you. Let's see, my next question is, when did you start reading? I was very young. I'm sure that I started reading like before I was even in school and things like that, but the first like book series that I remember reading and actually really, really enjoying was the Frog and Toad series. I must have been in like 2nd grade for that. Maybe that was when I realized I loved reading. I remember that, and I remember the Amelia Bedelia books from when I was a kid, so definitely love those. 9, where do you read? I read wherever, whenever I can. I have to get really sucked into a book in order for me to, be to the point where I'm taking the physical book with me everywhere. Normally, I just read on, so here's the thing, is I buy, like, the paper copies, the physical copies of the books, but then I also have, like the ebook form. So I like to read like when I'm taking a bath and things like that a lot, and I don't like to take actual books in the bathroom because the humidity from like the heat of the water, it ends up crinkling your pages and your covers and stuff like that. So a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll read through like the Kindle app or whatever on my phone. I do a lot of reading when I'm taking my bubble baths and things like that. I read in bed, I read in the car, I read in the car. I read everywhere. I don't discriminate. Anytime I have a second to pull out the book and read, great. My fiance, he will read even more. I'm the type of person where, like, I don't want to start reading unless I have enough time to, like, finish a chapter or something like that. Whereas my fiance is the complete opposite, and he'll go outside to smoke his cigarette, and he'll get through like 2 pages, and then he'll put his bookmark in, and then he'll put it away, and then he'll wait until he can read like 2 more pages. I'm definitely not like that. I want to be able to read at least a chapter, but I'm getting more flexible because the older you get, the more responsibilities you have, and if you want to read, you kind of just gotta do it when you can. So and last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? I will read almost anything. I'm a sucker for YA. That's my genre. That's where I get sucked in. I really like fairy tale spin-offs and things like that. But, you know, things like Harry Potter. I've read Twilight, the Stephanie Perkins books, like Lola and the Boy Next Door, Anna and the French Kiss, Isla and the Happily Ever After. I read this book too called The Book Jumper. I'll read just about anything, but I do really like YA because they tend to be pretty easy reads and things like that. But every once in a while, I try to do a classic. I'm trying this year to do 12 classics a year, but I'm about 4 behind right now. But The Great Gatsby is really good. That's one of my favorite books ever. One of the classics that I did give a shot that was like super, super strange to me was Slaughterhouse-55. I'm glad that I read it, but it's super weird. But, you know, sometimes you gotta step outside your comfort zone and you gotta read different things. And I also really love poetry books, so you guys will hear a lot about poetry from me. Right now I am reading Smoke and Mirrors from Michael Faudet. So yeah, that concludes our 10 questions. I don't want to make this too long. This is already like a 15-minute video just as an intro and to get to know me. I can talk for days. So that's all for now, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.